Recording. There we go. Now we're on. Now we're live. Now we're running this sucker. All right, here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to the champ. Thank you.
That's right. I forgot.
I meant to bring the medal here so I could brag about it and bullshit with you, but I totally forgot it because it's already in the past.
It's already in the past.
It's like I'm over it.
So let me get back to this greatest American hero story I was going to tell you about.
So before we started the podcast, we were having a conversation about the TV show that is like way past 90% of you, like way before your time, called The Greatest American Hero. Now
it was aired in the very early 80s, like 80, 81.
So just to kind of give you an idea what this show's about, this single father, troubled high school teen teacher gets abducted by aliens and gets superpowers.
No, he doesn't get abducted.
Yeah, he got abducted.
No, he finds a suit.
It's basically like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, but they give him a suitcase with a suit, and he loses the instructions to how to operate the suit.
How to operate the suit. So
then it's the shenanigans start from there.
Yeah, he flies like a chicken, I guess.
Yeah,
like
it's just all over the place.
But anyway, so
with that preface,
when I was in third grade,
this is like back in like the 1400s.
Anyways, I was in third grade, and we just moved from our new school that was brand new, built that year.
You already said that part, but continue.
Verde Elementary in Boca Raton, and they had the bathrooms for the first time. They had the bathrooms in the classroom. Like,
oh god, that's the worst.
Like they used to be like there
outside.
Well, not outside, but like there was a collective bathroom at my others at Hagen Ranch.
Right.
But this one had its own bathroom. So one day I just went to the bathroom, and of course that show was popular among all the kids in third grade.
I remember this. You told me this story.
So I'm sitting there doing my business, not number 2, going number 1. And I just decide to start singing. And I start singing the theme song. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Or were you going like Pavarotti, or were you going just kid like screaming it?
I was just a kid screaming it. Well, not screaming it, but I was really trying to sing it.
Right.
Because it had, I was in the bathroom.
It was a great song.
It was a great song. It had great acoustics in the bathroom. And I did not think for a moment that anybody could hear me.
That's the worst.
I just started singing. So I come out of the bathroom, and the entire class is laughing at me.
That's funny as shit.
And I felt like an idiot for about 2 seconds, but then that became the thing. Everybody started singing in the bathroom after that. Yeah.
Do you remember the greatest hits? Like, what were your third grade classroom bathroom greatest hits songs?
I can tell you that one of the big ones, I love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
That's a good song to poop to.
Yeah, but it was pee songs because nobody really pooped. If you pooped in there, you didn't really want to draw attention to yourself because they would know you were pooping.
And I mean, it kind of goes like when you grunt and pushing out, like kind of would go with it. You know what's the best song to ever like pee to?
What?
You ever go to the movie theater and you got to use the bathroom after the movie, and they always play the theme song? I went in there one time, they were playing Indiana Jones, and I felt very triumphant.
You know what? Another song that'll make you feel triumphant is the Back to the Future theme.
Yeah,
music.
I fucking love that
song.
It's like once you hear the little bells chime, that's when you know it's time to rock. You know what else would be good too? What would be the best song to let's say you're constipated and you got to poop. What's the song that's gonna
when the turd happens? It's the Star Wars theme.
Which one? Dun.
No.
You want the
I want the big, like when the turd finally comes. I want the.
Oh, you want the THX intro?
Or
yeah. See, you're thinking you're doing the run. You're doing the run one, not the
one that
Empire.
No, I'm doing the one. No, the one that starts when the
you forgot
liner
it,
pulls
you
up.
totally fucking forgot.
No, I don't. I know. I just know the. You know when the. No.
Yeah.
It doesn't start like that.
Yes, it does.
No, it goes. It's a big horn section.
Yeah, but you're thinking.
It's like
yeah.
It's the one that happens when they start the.
So you want to just be
up.
scared, like to poop? That's the one.
No, well, that's the poop. The poop is like the Star Wars.
You sure you don't want to just listen to some Enya?
No.
Yeah.
You know what song I was thinking of the other day?
While pooping?
No, not while pooping.
Oh.
But was Enigma.
Enigma?
The Enigma. The video, I can't remember the name of the song, but the video was all backwards. Like the Age of Innocence, son, or something of Innocence. Enigma. I guess.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's like in one of those like soul mood CDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Native American like singing or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I just remember that commercial over and over again. And then it went to the one song about sailing was on there. Sailing, take me away, away. Yeah.
If you could expunge one song from the history of mankind,
Just one song, just want it
that
out.
you
Never
want it
existed.
out, never existed.
Ah, fuck. I'm trying to think. I can't think of one Nickelback song. No, it would have to be. Fuck, man, I don't know.
I have
Does it-
mine.
And what's that?
Losing My Religion by REM.
That's a fucking great song.
I hate that song.
Why?
Because I heard it a billion times. That at one point that was the only song that was being played
I would say
everywhere.
any
everywhere.
Billy Joel song ever can be a
No
billion.
way, dude.
Fuck Billy Joel.
Downeaster Alexa is a rad song. So is We Can Start the Fire. We can start the fire.
Ding, ding, ding. No, I'm good. Fuck Billy Joel.
No, it's good. He's got New York State of Mind.
Isn't he
is
an
good.
alcoholic wife beater? Because I'm pretty sure he is.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
pretty sure he's not.
Let me see. Who's the other guy from New York? There's Billy Joel. Springsteen is from like Boston or something.
No, he's
right?
from New Jersey.
Who? Springsteen?
Yeah.
Right. There's another guy. I'm pretty sure Billy Joel beat his wife.
I don't think he ever beat his wife.
Didn't he? And he ran his car into the wall.
I don't remember. You had to be a big shot, didn't you?
No.
I'm not a big Billy Joel fan, but he does have some good songs.
Yeah. No. Brinkley. He was married to Christy Brinkley, right?
Yeah.
Who's
I don't
the?
think he beat her.
Who's the? There's another like big New York guy. I know that he like.
I don't know. It's probably Italian.
Could be. That's a big problem over there. So it's not even.
Go make me a chicken pot pie.
Yeah, right. That's fucked up. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm trying to pull it up. The worst pop singer ever, according to Slate. Billy Joel, reluctant to Billy Joel. No, either way, whether he did or didn't, I'm saying he did now. I'm starting a rumor. Fuck him.
Starting a rumor. Poor
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
Fuck him. I don't know. What song would I pick?
Yeah, I can't stand losing my.
You know what
religion.
song? I mean, I can understand that. I would say like.
And I'm also very on
Yeah.
on the fence too about B-52s.
They only
like
have
Love
two
Shack.
songs. There's Love Shack, and then they have Rock Lobster. Dun, 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 dun. Like,
No,
yeah.
I would take Nickelback over B-52s.
No, I would definitely have to say anything by Billy Joel. Just get that right off. What's like the biggest Billy Joel song ever?
Piano Man.
No, it's Piano Man. There's another one. Like
Uptown Girl.
Yeah, I would say fuck Uptown Girl. Fuck that song.
Best part was in Step Brothers. We're Uptown Girl. We're the only post-AIDS Billy Joel tribute band. Play Piano Man. No, we only play things
After that. You know what's funny though?
Keeping the faith.
You know what's a fucking amazing song? And like the second I think about it, I always get it stuck in my head for a solid week. Sledgehammer, Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel's got a lot. You know, one of my favorite songs that he sings is Salisbury Hill. Love that song.
That's a good song. You know, it does a good, amazing fucking rendition of Sledgehammer. Dave Matthews.
Oh, really?
Dave Matthews do a live version of Sledgehammer that somebody fucked up in the recording. I think it was like one of those like MTV like live shows or whatever. And they fucked up the microphone, and like right in the beginning where it sounds like really, really fucking good and you're getting a blast, you hear somebody like talk in the middle of it. It's heartbreaking. It's a moment in time in the music industry. So I got a bunch of stuff to talk about, catch you up on. But before we do, I just want to go ahead and remind you that we had Did we have another bet?
I don't remember. Well, it's not a bet. We're not betting.
Oh, we
anything.
already know. That's right. We didn't do it because we already did. I did one with Steph and Jason last week.
Okay.
And that was the Lovato versus Gegard Mousasi.
How did he win?
Oh, he choked the shit out of him.
Choked the shit out of him.
Yeah, he took him down and choked the shit out of him.
And Musasi's no slouch on the ground.
See, that's what I said. I mean, and I knew how good Lovato was, but I didn't realize until the weigh-ins how much bigger he was to Gegard. I didn't realize how much bigger he is. So
was that 185 or 205?
Oh, it's got to be 185. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Lovato Jr. is a thick dude, man.
Like, he was fucking... Like, he looked like he was my height and just jacked like me. But, so we were going back and forth saying Lovato or Gegard. Like, I knew that Lovato would have the upper hand if he got a hold of him.
Yeah, on the feet, it's Gegard.
But it just didn't happen. So, shout out to Lovato Jr. for the win. He's now a champion in Bellator. But actually, we do have to go. I forgot to look at the this week's fights, but we're gonna have to look at them and go over. What else do I have for you? We're gonna get into the big story, the shit that hit the fan this past weekend, whatever, in jiu-jitsu. We'll get into that, but first, the one that I got for today is Lincoln Pereira is arrested in the Flavio Almeida assault case with How Crazy. That. So they arrested him. They're suggesting a bond of $50,000.
Because he's a flight risk?
I would assume so, but they still haven't...
What was his role in the...
He was the second guy. He just jumped in and started beating the shit out of Flavio. Now, the only reason why they haven't arrested Half yet is because they're saying that his lawyers are saying that it was mutual combat. So they're just trying to...
How can it be mutual combat when there's video of the guy just standing there and getting punched?
Yeah, don't ask me. I'm not a lawyer. But it's the first arrest from the Nogi World's assault. That was last year. If people don't know, that was the end of last year. That shit was pretty crazy. So we'll see what happens.
It looks like we're gonna have to start going to these world competitions.
I know, right?
There's all kinds of drama happening.
I just gotta hang out in the stands more than anything. Rodolfo Vieira gets signed to the UFC. So he just got signed the other day, so that's going to be good.
I was literally just watching, your friend Hello Japan.
Yeah. Shout out to Hello Japan.
Hello Japan has got an incredible Rafael Vieira highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that thing probably once every 2 months.
Yeah.
Just like, dude, how relentless he was on his takedowns.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I don't know the judo word for it.
Sotogari?
That might be drop seonagi, the one where you just come to your knees and
drop seonagi.
Yeah, seonagi. He would hit it and then the guy wouldn't come down and he would just hit it. He would come up barely and then hit it again.
Yeah, he'd just fake getting up and just pull again.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like he'd be so relentless with it.
That's how I got the back at the beginning of the match in my tournament. Like, I come to find out after the match that the kid was a judo black belt. And he was weighed heavier than me. So he went for a drop seonagi and I blocked it well enough to he was just sitting there and all I saw was just a big present. I just went boom. Took me a good 30 seconds to get the hook in because it was I was too high, so I was being careful. But yeah, that drop seonagi, if you don't commit deep, it'll be trouble for you. I got that one, and then Artem beat Pauly. I think that was the one.
I heard that was a gift.
I don't think so, man.
I didn't watch it, but I heard Pauly was piecing him up.
No, it was pretty good.
It was Pauly standing behind his jab and
well, Pauly broke his hand because paper hands Pauly over here. I think it was pretty much a given that he was going to break his hand. So he broke his right hand. So all he had was his jab. So that's why, you see, that's all he was pretty much throwing. And then Artem started working the clinch. And that's when he started fucking him up. But it's funny because...
Are they allowed to clinch? They're allowed dirty boxing?
Yeah. And that was the thing because the ref kept on breaking them up easily, and we're like, Artem's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're telling us to clinch. This is what they told us, that we can clinch and stuff, and now you're breaking it up. And he's like, you have to be active. He's like, I'm fucking him up. Of course, how am I not being active? So it's just kind of funny to see. But
I don't know. I looked online after that, and I did see people saying that Paulie won the fight. I heard,
I don't think Paulie won the fight. I think that
both their faces were jacked up.
Paulie got cut. So, like, after the cut, it just obviously looked like Artem was doing more damage. So that's probably why they gave him a majority of it. But, yeah, Paulie's, like, really outboxing him. But the second, like, he got in, like, Artem got some solid fucking shots in. He definitely fucked him up.
Paulie was jabbing and Artem was all power.
Yeah. Did you see the Korean Zombie knockout?
No.
Oh, bro. 28 seconds. Beginning of the fight. He just slipped, like, perfect to the inside. And just threw an overhand right that just knocked him out dead.
Who got knocked out?
I forget his fucking name.
Was this in the same organization?
No, it's UFC.
Oh no!
Koreans, yeah. No, he fucked him up. That was the UFC fight.
Saturday night was a
blur.
A blur.
Yeah, you guys shout out to Temple on the
2-year anniversary. Woo!
Sorry I couldn't be there. Wasn't feeling too good. So congratulations on an awesome 2 years. But yeah, Artem beat Paulie. I'm happy about that because Paulie was just super disrespectful and he still talks shit even though he lost. So he's just he's way past his prime. He was the man back in the day. But
he what he should do, he's good at commentary.
Yeah, no, he's great and his analysis are great. But he doesn't have he's never had the hands to be a really good fighter.
Let it go, bro.
Just drop it. By the way, remind me because I have a fucking good fact here that I want to talk to you about that I found out today. I thought was fucking hilarious, so we'll get back to that. All right, so the big news for the week.
Big news.
Big fucking news, Paulie. Let me get a drink before we do that. So you saw the video. I sent it to you, and then it kind of went viral.
Oh, okay, yes.
All online. So if you haven't been up to date on the craziness of the jiu-jitsu world, there's a video that started circulating of a black belt by the name of Fernando Soluço Di Pierro from Ecuador. He is a Fabio Gurgel black belt. There's a video that supposedly is about 3 years old that came out where it shows he's making his student put him in a lockdown. And he stands up and pushes his foot in, so it basically locks his foot in.
I'll tell you a little story about that. Go ahead and get your drink.
And the student starts screaming in pain, invisible pain. And as he tries to get up to release some of the pressure, the black belt, Fernando, pushes him down and starts slapping him in the face and on the stomach. And he's forcing him to stay there and putting his foot even deeper, pushing it back. It's about 15, 20 seconds tops of a video, but it sent the whole world, including myself. I don't know if you got as mad as I did, but pretty much off the deep end, like going off like, this is fucked up. Like, why would he do that? That's super disrespectful. Like, and it comes to find out that it's an Alliance black belt. So then some people came into his defense, like, oh, he's a great guy. It's like, well, then tag him. Tell him to come and defend himself. And he kind of did, and we'll get into that, but let me hear your take while I go grab a drink.
So what's funny is I hate the lockdown. I can't stand when somebody does the lockdown. There's really, once you get the lockdown in, there's really not much you can do from that position, except hold the guy down, which is why it's called the lockdown. But but I used to hate when I got put in it, because I hated that it just became a stalemate and it was hard to pass. So Carlos Montalvo, you know Carlos. He's a black belt under Manny as well, and he showed me this. We called it the Indian Deathlock because it's very close to a professional wrestling move called the Indian Deathlock. And he showed me this move, and probably about maybe 6 years ago. He showed me that move. And I was like, all right, that works. So now whenever I get put in the lockdown, I put people in this exact exact position. But the thing is they always feel it coming. They feel the pressure coming, so they open up their guard.
Yeah.
Which it's fine too. But if you've ever been in it, it is excruciating.
So now
and you could see the pain on that kid's face.
Oh yeah.
And I knew the pain because when Carlos showed it to me, I wanted I wanted him to.
You want out.
Yeah, you want out.
But that's what I think is funny is that I know exactly where the kid's at because it was the same thing with you and me. You showed it to me because this was when I was still a white belt. And we started talking about it, and I said, okay, well, like, what about the lockdown and half guard? Because I was really trying to work on my half guard. And then you're like, no, don't do that because of this. And I remember you just put the tiniest bit of pressure. Like, when it was coming on, I was like, I'm out. Fuck that. And I never did it ever since then. But that's what I think is fucked up is like, bro, like, the excuses people were saying, like, oh, it doesn't hurt that bad. Like, bullshit. Let me do that to you, and I dare you. I triple
you can
dog
break.
dare you.
I guarantee you can break somebody's
No,
ankle.
you can break their ankle. You could easily explode their fucking ACLs too. That shit is no joke. That shit fucking hurts.
Yeah, I don't know about the knees, but I definitely know the ankles
for
because
sure.
I felt it in the ankles.
I felt it in the knees. Like I fucking cringed at the feeling that like your knees are gonna fucking hurt so bad. So, with that background story, there was a whole issue, and I don't know if I really should take the time to read it, but
I don't think
Fabio,
you should. You don't have to read it.
Yeah, I'll give you the quick gist of it. So Fabio came out quickly within 24 hours, less than 24 hours. He put out a statement talking about the video to everybody. And I know I got it here. Where is it? Which is pretty fucked up. If you haven't seen it yet, it's pretty fucked up by what he had to say. First of all, actually, I'm sorry. The owner of the gym came out and put out a press release saying, I want to express my disappointment in the comments and wrong information that has been shared on the BJJ websites. So now he went to defend his black belt. He's saying he was disappointed with all these other websites, probably including ours, talking about it. Like, which is
no, that needs to happen.
Right.
That's how you get rid of douchebags in the sport.
Now here's
you
the
have
thing.
to expose them.
Here's the thing that I don't like. At the end of like his whole press release, he says, "I sincerely demand all the people to stop sharing and saying wrong information about this. Due to the bad comments and image of a big element of the sport, this professor is for everyone here in Ecuador." First of all, don't tell people what I can and can't do.
You can't tell people what they can and cannot do.
And like even then, that tells me even more. Like, hey, guess what? That video is going to be shared. Like, because if you don't want it to be shared, it's going to go fucking around and you're going to have to like deal with it. Now, within that 24 hours, Soluço puts out a statement, which I found on Facebook. It's written all in Spanish, which the very beginning, like the first page of this whole thing, it's like 5 paragraphs. He's like defending himself, like saying, I have students all over the place, blah, blah, blah.
Who cares
and it's
about
like,
that?
whatever, like, cool, whatever. And then the funny part is that he goes into like almost selling his classes in the same fucking like statement where he's saying like, I teach kids from like 4 to 8, come on down kind of thing, which is kind of bullshit. Now, I'll give you the English translation because it's written in Spanish when he's trying to defend himself. The first one is like the video is edited badly, like to make me look bad.
Well, it was edited,
it was edited, but they haven't released the full video. They're saying they're trying to find it. He's saying this event took place a long time ago, almost a year. Is what he says on here. Almost a year. When he released the video, he said, oh, that was 3 years ago. So that kind of throws me off right there. He's saying, like, the instructor didn't, like, blow up or, like, explode the kid's knees. And this is the part that fucks me the most. He's like, the screams of the student are a reaction from the fear or, like, the surprise he got from the pain he felt of this. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. It says
no, pain is pain, dummy.
All right, but he says, let's see, it's a pain that he did not like. He's never experienced, so that's what surprised him, right?
It's pain.
But it doesn't reflect the lesson. This is what he wrote. I'm trying to read it here. The hits that the professor took on. This is what he said. It's like in Spanish, like when you're saying like you hit somebody, you punch somebody. It's called un cachetazo. Like you're smacking the shit out of someone. You're hitting someone. So he says like la cachetada que imparte el profesor. So like the smacks, the hits that the professor put on the student. They were hits, like theaterized. What's the word I'm looking for? Like
pantomimed or
no. Like when you're saying like for dramatic effect, basically.
Okay.
He's saying that the hits were like staged, like for dramatic effect, and to illustrate how you wouldn't be able to defend yourself if you were put in this situation, and that like you can't put someone in basically in a lockdown to defend yourself. But he says like
he
in this
can't defend himself. He was defending himself.
Yeah, and then like it's saying like in this edited version of the video you can't see that. There's a bunch of other like bullshit that he tries to throw on.
Yeah, but
here.
then the video came out with.
So then the video came out, which you can actually see on our Instagram if you go and look. You can watch the whole video. I made sure to post the entire video, and I take my responsibility on maybe joining into the knee-jerk reaction of the whole situation,
Right.
Which is understandable from like my part. It's like, bro, like I edit video for a fucking living. I know and I can tell when someone's editing something for show, or when someone's getting slapped in the fucking face and is screaming in fucking pain.
Right, and here's the thing. I come from a professional wrestling background.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody that can look at something and
Say, oh, that's fake pain.
go, that's not real.
Yeah.
It's me.
For sure.
But
For
I
sure.
saw as soon as he started posturing up, and I saw the kid's
Him pinning
legs
down?
the kid's legs sunk
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
No, it's in. It's
It
in.
was
Not
in,
only
and
is
we've
it
been in that.
It's not only in, but the professor pins him back down. Like he keeps him down, so that puts it even worse because that's when his legs sunk in. So like, from being in that position, I fucking know how much that hurts.
Well,
and it's not a oh my gosh, I've never felt this pain. It's like yeah, I never felt this much fucking pain.
Now I didn't watch the video.
Which one?
The one where him and the student.
So
what did the student say?
So here's what throws me off. In the video, it looks clearly like a kid, like a teenager.
Right.
Right? The person that they put on the video, he says, like, I'm 25. He said either 25 or 35. I forget. He's like, oh, like, no, I'm not a kid. I'm an adult. I'm 25 years old. Like, that to me looks like a fucking 15-year-old. And the scream that I hear, the high-pitched scream, is someone, like, halfway through puberty. That's what I hear.
Well, let's just
So
assume.
let's out of assumptions,
Yeah.
right? So
Let's
either
just
way.
assume it's the guy.
So he says that like I was surprised. He basically says he was in pain, and like yeah, but like the slaps didn't hurt. He's like I was in pain, I was in shock.
No, but the slaps are emasculating.
well, no.
And here's
Getting slapped in the fucking face. It doesn't matter how bad you fake it, it's still gonna hurt.
well, and here's the other thing. You're in a gi. Why should you be throwing slaps anyways?
It's again his defense was that like oh it doesn't work in street defense. Let's go with that. It doesn't work in street defense. That's the situation, right? Either way, if your student is screaming in pain, he's asking himself to be let out, and the teacher says, get out of it, and the kid screams in Spanish, Professor, I can't, like, it hurts, that's your time to let go.
Right.
That's 100%
Well,
your
no,
time
as
to
soon as the
fucking let
kid
go.
tapped, you let go.
Right.
And he tapped immediately.
And then he started screaming. Like, either way. So, like, now you're slapping and you're pinning him down. So, I don't care who you are. Like, my question, and there's people defending him, and I understand because they probably know him, whatever they want to sit there and say the video looks like. But I said, to every single one that sent me the videos and tried to, like, debate stuff with me, like, if that was your son or daughter in that video, regardless of if you knew the person or not, would you feel the same way? Would you still be okay with it?
Well, no, I think about it the way I think about it. Say one of my guys went to a different school, and the professor did that to them. I would be pissed.
I'd be fucking livid.
I would go, and I would confront the dude. I'd be like,
That's for sure. That's a gym storm.
What's yeah. Well, I wouldn't do. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I would definitely confront the dude and get an apology or something.
You need to apologize to my student, and to me, because if my student came here, it's because he felt safe. But either way, so they said that they knew each other and they were friends and whatever. Afterwards, he calmed down and it was all hugs and laughs and stuff like that. There's nobody that I hear laughing in the background of that situation.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anyone laughing. There's been times when we joke around, it's I got you in an armbar, and then you kind of keep it a little extra. But it's never been to the point where someone's screaming.
Right.
We'll laugh.
Yeah.
We'll laugh, haha, whatever. But when and we both know a teacher that's done that kind of bullshit before, where they hold something too long and they put somebody out or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, they normally don't hold.
Right, but that's
they'll
fucking
hold chokes.
Right,
but not.
That's fucking disrespectful. I don't care who the fuck you are, because if your students trust you to put them in that kind of position, you shouldn't be doing that. And even worse, to sit there afterwards, oh, we were just laughing about it. This kid was screaming in fucking pain, man.
Yeah. Well, look, anything that can break. How does that professor know that kid? Look, everybody
doesn't know the limit.
He does not know exactly. You know the limit. Kind of. You know an average limit.
You can feel the limit of when it's in too deep, but you don't.
But
no
not
one knows.
everybody is the same.
Yeah, nobody. You don't know everybody's threshold.
Yeah,
of
or
when
that
the muscle's gonna snap.
Or you don't know. You don't know. This kid could have weak ankles or whatever, and all that takes is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So you don't know. So here's the thing: Jiu-Jitsu is about trust. Because here's the God's honest truth. This is what I tell everybody. This is why I like everybody. When people come to the 7 a.m. class, I go, when you start your day with jiu-jitsu, the rest of the day is easier. And this is why.
Yeah.
It's because you're fighting for your life first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And I say that, they go, what do you mean? I go, well, because here's the God's honest truth. If I'm choking you and I don't let go,
you dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
So your body doesn't really know the difference between me choking you and going to let go,
and you choking you and holding it,
So you're literally fighting for your life on these mornings. So the rest of the day is easy because you've already fought for your life.
Yeah.
But what you have is you have trust. You have trust that I'm going to let go when you tap.
Yeah.
Once you lose that trust.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's people that I don't roll with anymore. I'd rather sit out that round than roll with certain people.
Yeah.
Just because I don't trust you to be able to control yourself or to be trustworthy in those situations.
For sure.
There's a couple of people like that. And I mean, we know a bunch of people that you're I'm not gonna roll with that guy.
Yeah, or the ones that'll go 100% with everything they got.
And that's kind of the issue that you and I have being bigger guys, is that there's a lot of people that won't roll with us because of past experiences they've had with other big guys where they just are meatheads or they just muscle too much instead of respecting the size difference.
Right, and I tell everybody, look, I'm not going to squish you.
Yeah.
I promise you, I won't squish you. I will keep you from being able to move with my positioning, but I'm not going to drop my weight on you.
Yeah, and that's why I always tell people too, I'm going to go your pace. I'm going to go your speed. So whatever it is you do, I'm just going to match it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, because if I go and try to outmuscle you, then we both know that I'm going to, win this match. That's the way that it's going to be. It makes no sense.
And I'm going to win, if it comes down to a muscle thing, I'm going to win with 98% of the people.
Yeah, for sure.
Out there. I mean,
anyone that's 4 inches smaller than you, you're going to be able to just outmuscle. It's just
the problem gets to the short, stocky guys.
Yeah,
those guys give me trouble, man.
Well,
I can't get in on them.
They're able to get under your base.
Yeah, well, it's not even that. It's just I can't get my limbs in on them. They're so tight because their limbs are so short and they're so wide. It's give me. I'll take a 350-pound, 6'4" jacked dude.
That's just butterbean.
No, jacked. I'm talking jacked over a 5'10", 240-pound chubby guy.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
I would. I mean,
Yeah.
I really would because it's just I just can't get in on them. Like,
Yeah.
as I don't mean like on the takedown, but like if I'm taking their back and I can't like
You can't squirrel into the position.
I can't like because my arms are big.
Yeah.
And I can't weasel my arms.
You
in
can't
on,
bring your knee and your hip up enough to be able to weave in your foot into the gap that they leave for the turtle.
Well, even if I do, it's like they're so tight. Their belly hangs down. The knee, like I have to have like a pry bar to get it in.
Yeah. No, it's a pain. It's definitely a pain. But so you didn't get to watch the video, so it's kind of tough because you can't. You're not.
Well, I watched I could, and it was like I'm the kind of guy like if you can't say it in the 1 minute in the first page.
it was definitely. So I'll give you my take on
I
it.
get that you had to post the whole thing and you should have, but to me, if you're not going to tell me in a minute why you shouldn't have done it, or
so here's my take on it from what it looked like to me, and this is with the bitter pill of sitting there and admitting that like I had the knee-jerk reaction. So like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this with an open mind and let the facts, the spoken facts, like tell me what's going on. It looked super forced, like put on your gi, put on your belt, come over here. So it went from him saying it was a year ago to it was 3 years ago. Let's remove the fact that to me it looked like a different person, right?
and if it was 3 years ago, it may have. He may look a lot different.
Right, it could be. But the facts that they spit out still literally say what you see in the video. I was in pain. He was hitting me. I tapped. He didn't let go, and he kept hitting me. I was in a lot of pain, but after he literally says I was in a lot of pain, but after a couple of minutes it went away and I calmed down.
Well, what I want to know is why would he do it? Was he teaching him a lesson?
He was saying that he was showing the lack of ability of self-defense when in the lockdown. They were basically trying to shit on the lockdown for whatever reason. It didn't say anything that he kept on doing it to other people and it was bothering them, so the coach was showing him like how it feels. It didn't say anything like the
kid was being a dick.
Right, nothing of that. It was literally that like I put him in this position. I admit that like I give Soluço like a little bit of credit because he did say that I could have shown it differently or I could have done something else to get the point across. But he doesn't sound remorseful for doing what he did. And he kind of clearly admits to saying, like, I did that. I hurt my student or I put him in pain and I slapped him in the face. Like,
the only situation where I could almost
justify
it is if the kid was holding submissions on people.
Like, even then, if the kid was holding submissions on people or he was putting people not in the lockdown, but he was doing that to people or whatever way that it was, or maybe he was putting people in the lockdown and trying to do the electric chair or something like that, even then, you don't need to go to that extent to prove...
No, you don't need... After the tap...
Right, after the initial...
no. What you do is, depending as if he was holding after the tap, you don't let go for...
But you don't dig it deeper.
You don't dig it deeper, and you don't start slapping. You just... Are you gonna... you say, are you gonna hold... Yeah. Are you gonna hold submissions on people from here on out?
Right.
No? Okay, and then you let the guy out.
But, and the thing that bugs me is that this is the jiu-jitsu equivalent to... Like, remember the Muay Thai coach videos or the boxing coach videos where they like put them all up on the wall and he just starts fucking rocking them for no reason?
Makes no sense.
Like, oh, it's so they learn how about getting hit. Like, okay, well then let them spar with someone their level. Don't come up and like...
Or let them put their hands up.
There's coaches that like to teach people how to throw an elbow, they'll throw an elbow on someone, like hit them in the face so they can feel like how it's supposed to be. It's like, I get it.
No.
Right, like I get it, and I don't.
You don't need
like,
to feel what an elbow feels like in the face to know how to throw it. If you can teach the technique, you can teach the technique.
Right, and you can sit there and do it slow. You can sit there doing it on the pads. You could do it on the fucking bag. But to sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna throw this to your fucking face," so you know what it feels like. Okay.
No, you're not throwing an elbow at my face.
Right, exactly. So to me, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm gonna show you how much an armbar hurts. by putting you in an armbar and not letting go when you tap. Like, well, obviously I understand it fucking hurts. That's why I tapped to begin with. Like, so there's no reason. So I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. Like, I really tried to give it a chance, and like I apologize for the knee jerk reaction, which I'm not gonna change. I'm still gonna fucking do a knee jerk reaction, because if I see what I think is an asshole, I'm gonna call you a fucking asshole. Like, I think that's the problem that we have in jiu-jitsu, is that people don't understand the line of, there's a line between respect and just a free pass. I can respect you, and I'm still gonna tell you, hey, you're wrong. Like,
right.
But I'm not gonna sit there and be disrespectful for no reason.
Well, to Soluço?
Yeah, Fernando. You can call him Fernando. You can call him for whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. To his credit, he didn't have to make a video.
He didn't.
He didn't have to make a statement. He did. If he says, the fact that he may not have apologized, but the fact that he said that he could have showed it a different way, or shows any remorse, means he understands.
See, but like, to me, it's still like, and I agree with you, and I respect the fact that he's willing to do that, but it didn't sound to me like someone that's like, yeah, I'm never doing that again. I learned my lesson. It's kind of like, I'm just patching it up until next week, or you guys forget I exist.
I guarantee he won't do it again, because
But it's the same thing. Remember the video that came out last year? It was an old video, and it was a belt ceremony, and they were choking the white belt out over and over again. It was that purple belt that wouldn't fucking let go, remember?
Yeah, the guy tried to stop him, and he pushed the guy's hands away.
Right, and then, like, the kid, like, passed out.
I still haven't heard the real story from that.
Well, so, no, we talked about it. So It was a belt ceremony, and the teacher says that he was a few feet away, but he didn't see any of this happen.
Right. But I didn't hear anything about that purple belt.
That purple belt never came out. They said that the people involved were, disciplined. The people involved were disciplined, and they were spoken to. That was all. That was all that came out. So to me, it's
here's
the same thing.
What else can you do? You have, if you discipline them, if you
if it was old, even like a year old or 2 years old, that video, it's like, you didn't teach that kid anything. He only got in trouble because the world caught him. The world called you out on the fact that you let it slide. That's what it feels like to me. It's like, well, wait a minute, like, you still thought that this was okay, and if it's 3 years after the fact, are you really apologizing because you care?
He may not have thought there was anything wrong with it.
Well, clearly he didn't.
Until now. Now maybe it takes something like, sometimes it takes a mirror held up to your face to realize that you got poop
issues
on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, someone could tell you you got a turd on your face, and you'd be like, yeah, okay. And you just keep walking through your day. But it's not until someone goes, look, you have a turd on your face.
Yeah.
Wipe it off. That you go, oh, I guess I really did have a turd on my face.
Yeah.
So what he did is he realized from all the bad publicity he was getting that he had poop on his face.
Well, when the gym owner comes out and automatically, like, sits there and says stuff, like, here's the thing. For sure, he's probably, like, the only jiu-jitsu school anywhere far and wide. So they had to do a big old damage control. But again, my question comes down to, if that was your fucking kid and you found out that happened 3 years after the fact, you wouldn't justify that at all. You wouldn't justify it at all. And the excuse that people said to me was like, oh, well, they're friends. Like, it's not the same. It's like, listen, Shawn and I are friends. If Shawn sat there and did that shit to me where, like, I was tapping, wouldn't let go, we're not talking ever again.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest. Like, we're really good friends. Like, we'll tell each other pretty much everything. If you and I were rolling, and I sat there and held a choke, and you're, like, tapping, and I'm not letting go, when you come back to, you're going to be fucking pissed.
We're going to be swinging.
Right.
We're going to be fighting.
But that's the way that happens.
If you do that to me, we're going to be fighting.
For sure. And like, I would say the same thing back. Like, it's the same thing. Like, there's that, again, that trust that we have. So for him to sit there and do that, to me, it's like, I don't buy the bullshit excuse 3 years after the fact. Like, whatever, I appreciate you taking the time to do it, but the fact is, you still did it. So if you shot and killed somebody, or you shot and hurt somebody, you can't come back to me 3 years after the fact and apologize and be like, okay, well now you apologize.
That's apples to oranges, really.
Yeah, but it's like, if you're gonna damage someone,
until you realize you've done something wrong,
Yeah.
It doesn't. You don't get it.
Yeah, and that's what
So
I'm saying.
it's like, so again, maybe he didn't see the problem with that, and
Yeah.
now he does.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it kind of felt forced, the fact to have that student there with the teacher right there. Like, go ahead and tell him. And then, like, keep on interjecting. Like, no, let the kid come out. Let the kid come out if he wanted to. Because if he wanted to defend you, he would have been the first one out. He
Yeah.
would have sat there and done it on his Instagram. He said, blah, 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 whatever. But don't sit there and say, come in tomorrow. We'll do the video. Come defend me. No, that's not the case. That's where, to me, it's like, nah, dude, ain't happening.
Well, here's the thing. It's on that kid on whether or not he wants to stay there or not.
For sure. And if you, like, that's, I kind of made the joke on Instagram with someone where it kind of felt like one of those stereotypical spousal abuse cases on cops. It's like, oh, the cops are coming. Just tell them that we were just horsing around and you fell down the stairs. Like, it was an accident. Like, I don't hit you. That's what it kind of felt like to me. It's like, if you're in an abusive relationship, you don't know.
But we can't make that speculation.
Again, that's why I'm saying, like, everybody has their own opinion. I appreciate the fact that they took the time to come out and make their statement. I take it with a grain of salt. I still don't think it's excusable, just at the fact where, like we said, it comes down to trust. And I honestly think more than anything, he failed the trust of his students for doing that.
I agree.
If he did that, then he must have done it a ton of other times to sit there and think that that was an okay thing to do. That's where it comes down to. It's not a one-time thing, you know. But it is what it is. Now, here's what I got for you that kind of threw my day for a loop when I read this. How familiar are you with our presidents of the United States?
Pretty, I'm pretty up there with him.
Have you ever heard of a man by the name of John Quincy Adams?
Of course.
Okay. Did you know that President John Quincy Adams took taxpayer money and decided to dig a hole through to the center of the earth so he could establish a trade route with the mole people?
I did know that. I did know that.
How fucking insane is that? How is this not, like, taught in fucking school?
Well, first of all,
because he believed that the earth was hollow.
Well, so did a lot of people back then.
Right.
Nobody really. We didn't have science like that.
I mean, we had a little bit of science.
We had science, but we didn't.
It was the 1800s. We had a little bit of science.
We had a little bit of science, but we didn't know the Earth wasn't hollow. And here's the thing: there are still scientists that do have a hollow Earth theory. Not like there's not a core and whatever,
Right.
but there are passageways between
that. I totally,
so there, so that you could find a, there could be some kind of a civilization deep down.
Don't you think they would have dug up by then? Or wouldn't they hear, like, hey, we hear you guys stomping. I'm trying to go to sleep.
No, well, no, you never know. I'm sure,
They would have to be deaf.
Or
They would have to be deaf because, like, the amount of noise that would be vibrating through the earth.
No, they wouldn't. That doesn't go all the way through. The only kind
earthquakes and all that earth
they
moving
would feel.
itself?
They would feel earthquakes, but nothing that a human would do would
No,
even
I'm not saying
register.
humans. I'm saying with what happens in the earth.
No, of course
itself.
that would. Yeah, but
That's what I'm saying. The reverberation in there would be so loud that they wouldn't
well,
be
it
able to have
depends.
ears.
It depends. Depends on how close it was. Depends on how far away it was.
If the entire thing that's surrounding you is shaking,
Yeah, but
it'll create a resonance inside.
Obviously, but it's not going to be like if the mole people's house.
See?
If the mole people's house is in northeast Canada and California gets the earthquake, they're not going to feel that. Very rarely, every once in a while we will feel something that far away.
Right.
But for the most part, no.
Yeah, but we're
But
outside.
I'm just saying, regardless, it's a nutty.
Right.
It's a nutty.
So he believed that the earth was hollow, and I kept on reading this. It was blowing my fucking mind. The fact that
I want to know how far down he got.
I don't think he got that far. Because his idea was, well, it's all about resources, right? And we have all these resources outside of the earth there must be a shit ton of resources within the earth, which is it's not wrong. There's got to be a lot of stuff hidden
There
there.
is. I guarantee you, there's a
For
lot
sure,
of resources.
there's a lot of resource down
We
there.
get oil, water,
So,
gold, and precious gems.
So
and
that
we get all
was-
that stuff from the inside of the earth.
So that was his fucking theory and reasoning behind the fact that, like, all right, there's mole people down there and they have access to all these resources. Let's create a channel to go down there, talk to them.
Here's the thing. Imagine if there were mole people and he was that forward thinking that he got there first.
Well, not even that. Like, it's probably one of those things where everybody thought I was crazy and now, haha, there's mole people.
Yeah, well, and what's funny is yesterday I listened to the Bob Lazar
Oh, I haven't listened to that
on
yet.
Rogan.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that
And that was interesting.
yet.
You know, I really don't like aliens have never been like I've never been like fascinated by aliens.
Yeah.
I've been more fascinated by like monsters,
Yeah.
like werewolves and vampires rather than aliens. Like sci-fi,
Yeah.
really isn't my thing. Sci-fi horror, I dig that, but like,
But that's more because you like the monsters and the storylines and all that stuff. It's never been about, like, are there real monsters?
no. Well,
See.
when I was a little kid, obviously, you know, when I was
You think there's a Loch Ness monster?
there could be.
I 100% think there is.
I think there could be a Loch Ness monster. There could be a Sasquatch.
Yeah.
There probably isn't a such thing. You know, I'm 99% sure there's no such thing as werewolves, vampires, or, you know, mummies, like walking mummies.
I think that there is going to be, probably within the next 20 or 30 years, some version of zombies.
Zombies are different.
I think that there will be some kind of version of
Zombies are different because zombies occur in nature.
Yeah.
Zombies, well, I guess technically so do vampires.
Chupacabra?
No, vampire
Do you
bats.
believe in chupacabra?
Vampire bats feed off of blood.
But do you, well, I mean, then you also have,
But I'm just saying, zombies happen in nature. That we have those
parasite
the
that
parasites that'll, you know,
go
make
into snails and stuff like that.
yeah. Well, yeah. So zombies, I can see. Vampire bats, but the vampires, the bats all they really do is feed off of blood. I just read a study on anti-aging. And there is a way to keep replenishing your cells, and it's simply by getting blood transfusion from younger people.
Yeah. You haven't heard about that?
I did. Well, I just told you. I
Yeah,
read the
no,
study.
like, I know it's been around for a while.
Yeah, but this is an actual study on
Yeah.
it. It can slow the aging process.
No, they did it on rats, and they would take blood from younger rats, put in older rats, and they found out that, like, it rejuvenates them. And it's also, I believe that they did start doing, like, human trials on it, and, like, they showed the promises. They actually found that out with poop. Do you know that?
What do you mean poop?
So they would do, I'm trying to find this one theory that I want to talk to you about. But they discovered that for sick people, they would take the poop of healthy people and putting it up unhealthy people's butts. And that you didn't hear about this?
No.
Yeah. That was the whole thing where, like, they would take the poop from healthy people, shoving it up unhealthy people's butts, and they found out that, like, it really, really helped out, like, in healing and stuff like that, and recovery. Yeah.
I would not do. No.
Come on, Shawn.
That's a hard pass.
Really?
Hard
It
pass.
sounds like it's a hard take more than a pass.
I would. I would definitely try the blood transfusion thing,
Right?
but I would not put anybody's poop in my body.
I mean, let's say you had some really bad disease. Let's say you had, like, cancer or something, and they said, Shawn, if you take the Hulk's poop and shove it up your butt, you're gonna get better. You're not gonna be sick anymore.
That's different. That's a curing of a disease. I'm talking to feel younger.
Well, no. But that's what I'm saying. That's like, it'll make you feel better. Like, you're gonna sit there and whatever disease you have is gonna get cured by it, and it might be aging too.
I don't know.
You want to take that? You want to
I'd
take
have
on
to really think about it.
for Team Big S?
I don't know, man. I don't. It's poop. We're talking poop. I don't want to put anybody's poop near me, let alone inside me.
Listen, I think if you were dying, you'd be like, "Fuck it, gonna take one for the
Maybe,
team."
I probably would. I don't know.
Like when you get put into that situation, you never know what's gonna happen.
But we kind of got off topic as far as... I'll tell you something about a different president. Did you know that Teddy Roosevelt
Was a cross-dresser?
No. Teddy Roosevelt was a fan of judo and the Nuaza and Jiu-Jitsu.
judo. Right?
He actually took Jiu-Jitsu classes while he was the president.
I think I do remember hearing that.
Because Teddy Roosevelt was a man's man.
Yeah, he said that like no one like he wanted to put it in like in schools or something like that where he wanted.
Well, he tried to get his son to do it.
But no, it was one of those things.
It was
that
in a letter
like,
to his son that he talked about his advancements in it.
I think it was it was his way of like I know they made a statement saying something along the likes of that you to prepare for like battles and like to be able to have soldiers and like strong men in the future, they need to go through all these kinds of trainings and stuff like that and do that kind of stuff, which I totally agree with. But I'm pretty sure it was him.
Yeah, I don't know, but I that was a cool because Teddy Roosevelt was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Already, and simply because of the fact that he was a soldier.
Yeah.
Number one, number two, my favorite thing about him was he got shot while making a speech.
Oh yeah.
And finished the speech.
Well, then you also have Abraham Lincoln was an undefeated wrestler. Abraham Lincoln was the GOAT in wrestling, and he would like challenge people. He's like, anybody can come challenge me in wrestling, and he'd beat everybody.
Well, he's built like what's his name? Hodger Gracie.
Yeah.
He's built like Hodger Gracie.
He's a big, tall dude.
Tall, lanky mofo.
Did you not like the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer?
I love the book. I read the book.
I didn't read the book.
The book is great because what the book is and you don't get this from the actual movie. They did the movie terrible.
Yeah.
But what the book is they took Abraham Lincoln's actual diary. The author took Abraham's,
and turned it into it,
and then he added the vampire element to it.
That's kind of cool, though.
It was really cool. It's a really cool book.
I thought the movie was all right.
No, I didn't like the movie.
I like it when they do that sideways axe throw and it comes around like a frisbee, chopping people off. So back to the whole mole people, like aliens and stuff. Have you ever heard of the Fermi paradox?
The what?
The Fermi paradox.
No.
Or the great filter theory?
No.
So the whole idea is, like the question is like if the universe is so big, like there's bound to be
where a doppelganger of
no. So it's the universe is so big, right? There's an infinite amount of chances that there's other people, like other surviving or whatever type of beings, right?
Life forces,
right?
Or life forms.
So if that's the case, then where are they? Why aren't there people just flying around in spaceships and stuff? Or are we the last, whatever beings in the universe? So the whole idea is, the Fermi paradox is that there's actual filters that separates us from being able to realize, or see those other civilizations or whatever they may be. So we haven't passed through the proper filters yet to be able to see all that stuff. And the whole idea is that the higher in the filters you go, the more technology you have. So there's the first class where it's, I think it's like Earth, right? Where all your resources are from your own planet, right? And then the next one is where all your resources are within your solar system. That's like the limitation of your power, where you're able to pull the resources from the solar system. The next one is being able to pull the resources from your galaxy or whatever the separation is, right? Those are when you pass every filter. So the whole idea is that once you pass to a certain filter, you get to this technology where, okay, this is the most powerful thing you ever did. Once we press this button, everything will be solved. We'll never have any worries. We'll have infinite energy and whatever. And then you don't realize it Like, but that's like the end button. Like you hit that end game, everything just blows up. Like your whole civilization's dead because you elevate it to a point where it's like pure energy kind of thing, and that's where we end up. Where it's like, okay, well, did everybody else already blow up? Like
I don't buy that theory.
you gotta watch
No,
this.
I get it, but I don't buy the theory.
You gotta. I'll show you the thing to check it out because it's really cool, interesting thing. It's kind of fucked up to sit there and think about it that way.
Well, my theory is a little bit different. Is the God's honest truth, or not the God's honest truth, but like the bottom line comes down to how old our universe is. We're all this came from the same primordial soup, if you will.
Right.
So, how much earlier could life have formed on a different planet? Or maybe life has a natural cycle,
Right.
and they're in the same boat that we're in.
They're at like the same stage in the cycle.
We're all at the same stage because we all came from the same moment of creation.
I think it's more on the line of where we just don't have the capability to perceive those other variations, or whether they're parallel universe or timeline. They could be right next to you, but they're in a different just phase or something. I think it's more along those lines where, like, think of if you're deaf, you don't have the receptors to hear, right? If you're blind, you don't have that capability of seeing. So it might be another sensor that we just don't have to be at a whole different stage of our capabilities of perceiving, right? Like
No,
that's...
Yeah, I get that too. I get that there's, the multiverse.
Well, it's not even multiverse. It's literally just receptors. Like some people can't see certain colors, right?
And then like maybe that's what a ghost is.
Right.
Is,
It's one of those like just waves where we can't see those.
and all of a sudden like there's a special alignment of magnetic fields, so when you're in a certain place
You can see certain things.
and maybe we look like a ghost to them, and maybe
We just can't see them.
they look
communicate
like
with
a
them.
ghost to us. Maybe we're haunting each other.
You know the one that fucks with me the most? And it's not even the parallel unit. Well, it is the parallel universe technically. The explanation for deja vu, where it's just your alternate like universe self had already experienced what you just experienced. So it's like it feels like you did it before. Like
Yeah.
that's the one. It's like that's kind of fucked up.
There are certain things. I get deja vu in certain moments where I could like not only does it feel like I'm living it again,
Yeah.
but I can tell you where it's going.
Right. I've had those. Have you ever had it? Like had the feeling where like, oh shit, I just had deja vu. And then you realize that moment of deja vu, the next thing that's going to happen is me getting in trouble or doing something fucked up. Like, and then you get kind of paranoid.
Yeah. No. That's what it is. Is like, that's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
like, not only am I feeling deja vu, but I'm still in the feeling, and it hasn't worked itself all the way through.
Right. But I'm saying like, you know, the situation, like someone's about to come and yell at you or something.
Or
for
there's a
doing
ball
something.
that's going to be like,
Thrown at you.
I had one recently where I was at a ballpark. Or a
When did you
park.
go
It
to a
wasn't a
park?
ballpark. It was like a park,
Right.
where kids were playing baseball,
Right.
and I was standing behind the fence.
Did you have that Terminator moment where like the nuclear bomb goes off?
No. It was where was I? Where did this happen? Might have been when I was up with Tom and
up
with
in-
Zach,
right.
when he was playing, and I can't. But I was standing there, and I go, I had this feeling, and I need to put my hands up here because a foul ball is about to come right here. If I put
Right.
my hands up here, I'm gonna get hit with a foul ball, and I knew it. So I
Yeah.
put my hands there, and the foul ball hit exactly where it had hit
Right.
in my deja vu
That's pretty creepy.
premonition.
Damn. Should have let yourself get fucking beamed by it. You should have tested out that theory. Be like, you know what? I don't believe it. Let's see if it happens.
No, I didn't want to get hit by the ball.
You should.
You know what?
could've-
You know what? I'd love to have deja vu
Uh,
with the lottery.
that'd be great. It's like so many times like that. Either my mom or my grandma, like they're like around, like, oh, write these numbers down. Write these numbers down, quick. It's like, why? I just had a dream. Like, we're going to play them in the lotto. It's not going to happen.
So while we were talking about this whole thing, I had an idea, and I don't know. So for those that are just listening and not watching on YouTube, we have a Terminator head.
Right.
It's about the size of a softball.
Yeah, baseball,
A
softball.
little bit bigger than a baseball, but the size of a softball.
Shout out to Loot Crate.
But the thought I had is, if this came off the head of a real Terminator, how many of this size Terminators would it take to kill you?
Or how many could I take on before they
How
get
many
to me?
could you take on before they overwhelm you?
Okay, well, we got to discuss the limitations. Do they still have the machine guns? That's about 1.5 feet, 2 foot tall.
1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. Maybe,
Yeah.
So 2.5 made of metal. No. They came through.
They have the exact same capabilities. There's nothing, they don't have laser eyes or nothing.
No. They came through the time portal, except the time portal also shrunk them
That much?
down to this size.
Or maybe they came from a different time and everybody's smaller, so that was their size.
Right. How many Terminators of this size?
All right, here's my questions. Do I get a bulletproof SWAT team kind of bomb technician suit? Do I get to wear it? Like a bulletproof suit?
No. You're laying in bed.
And it just pops up?
All of a sudden, a Terminator pops up, and you look out in the hallway, and there's more Terminators that size.
I think I could probably take a solid 100 on.
You think 100?
I think I could probably take a solid 100. That's the thing. If they have guns, well, you kind of fucked then. Because no matter what you do, it's only going to take 2 or 3.
Well, the problem is they need multiple people to operate a gun if they're that size.
Well, no, they
1.5
have their own small guns.
No. It's like the movies where they can't only bring.
Oh, well, then they don't have a gun. Oh, dude, for sure at least 100.
I don't know, man.
Because all they can do is
what are you gonna take? What are you gonna take them out with? Because they're bulletproof, more or less.
I mean, at that point, I could just use a fucking fire hose and just be like, and just push them all away and just.
Yeah, but they'll still keep coming. That's the thing about a Terminator.
Dude, I'd easily a baseball bat could take care of that, or a sledgehammer. Just fucking.
You have a sledgehammer.
2 3-pound let's say you have 2 t-ball bats, the small t-ball bats. Bro, you could just come out swinging
Yeah,
like
but
this. You'd be
you're not. All you're gonna do is knock them down.
You knock the head off.
No.
Yeah. I could clean that right off, no problem.
I don't think so.
For sure. For sure.
No, because think about how tough the T-1000 was, or.
Yeah, but that's not comparison me being a fucking Hulk and them being Chucky. You know what I mean?
No, I think because here's the thing, because you're gonna hit some and you're not gonna hit the head off, and they're gonna roll to the side, and you're gonna keep walking forward, and then they're gonna get up and outflank you.
I would easily just walk around with a car battery and the fucking calipers and just be and just fry them. Just fry them all.
I'm thinking
easily 100.
I'm thinking less. I'm thinking it would take 30 to 40 to really overwhelm you.
How many that's the question, how many 4-year-olds could you take out?
Well, it's different. 4-year-old is different. They're made of flesh. This is a
no. I could easily
a
take
murder machine.
I could easily take care of 100 of them for sure.
I don't think so.
For sure.
No, I don't believe it. Let us know.
Who? I wonder. Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people. They have to be about a 2 foot tall Terminator.
About 2 foot tall Terminator, made of metal. I think they were made of titanium. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Strong. They would have everything would be the same. So if they gripped you, it would pinch like hell.
Hold on. I'm thinking now. The rule was you can't bring anything
not covered
mechanical.
in flesh.
Right, mechanical.
Has to be. Yeah, it has to be organic. Whatever you bring through.
But that's why you could only get the T-1000 in Terminator 2. Remember, he said you couldn't bring a gun or anything mechanical with you. So technically speaking, they wouldn't even be able to make it here.
No,
it could only be organic.
Right. It came through covered. They were all mini Arnolds wrapped in skin.
Yeah, but even then, that's even the T-1000 showed up naked, so like clothes couldn't even go through.
Right. Right.
So that's what I'm saying. They would get ripped apart in the
No,
transport.
Arnold came through in
So
this.
then why didn't Arnold just shove a gun up his butt and then get like shot over here, and then he could be like, here's my gun.
You would think that would, but that's not what they did. Obviously, they figured it would just be a lot easier for that Terminator to find a weapon.
I don't believe you.
What don't you believe?
I don't believe you or James Cameron. I think they both fucked up.
No, that it had to come through organic, and that's why the T-1000 or the T whatever.
No, because the one that showed up,
T-1000 was the one that was made out of mercury.
Arnold was the one that came in, and he was a robot, right?
Right. He was a cybernetic organism.
Right. But even then,
he was covered in flesh. He was organic technically.
Right. But even then, they still say that you couldn't bring metal across.
No, I didn't say metal. You just couldn't bring mechanics.
I mean, that's a robot.
No. He was covered in an organic shell.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
If you could make a gun covered in flesh, you could bring a flesh covered gun.
So why would you do that?
Because the computers didn't think outside the box in the future. Skynet wasn't thinking that far.
Yeah, exactly. They could calculate all that other shit, but
what gun would it need? What gun could it need to kill somebody that doesn't know that it's coming after it?
Just a gun, a basic 9mm.
Yeah, but they don't need that. They can just take what it can take. Well,
that's why the
needs.
T-1000 was just like zhink, and like hand became a sword. You're done.
Yeah, pokey.
Yeah, see, man, I just put it up.
But it was covered in it too.
Yes, you've established that it was covered in
flesh.
Organism. Yeah, doesn't matter. The flaw is still there in the storyline.
I don't think it is a flaw.
I 100% believe it was.
Kyle Reese told us the truth.
I gotta double check. I gotta watch the movie. What time is it? Should probably split out in a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck, we went through today. I gotta send you this video on the Fermi paradox, though. It's pretty cool. Yeah, if you guys want to get kind of mind blown, look up the Fermi paradox, Fermi paradox, on YouTube, and play the video with the cartoony explanation.
Well, I've got. So I also think, far be it from me to give Joe Rogan advertising.
Yeah.
But of course I do, because I love Joe Rogan. So why wouldn't I advertise for him? But that Bob Lazar.
Yeah, I gotta listen to it still.
So the most mind-blowing thing that he said was they found because there was I want to say he said 9. Mm-hmm. They have 9 different alien craft. Some of them or all of them were found in an archaeological dig.
Oh, no, 100% I believe it. 100%.
That means they've been here for thousands of years.
Yeah, that's where lizard people come from.
When you hear... No. You hear them talk about the inside of the craft. Mm. There's no angles. Everything is rounded. There's no components. The only thing... There was seats that were built for children. Here's my theory. This is going to sound weird. Before we leave, I think aliens may actually be time-traveling organisms created in the future for human consciousness. So we are...
So you're like half in the Scientology /
No, not at all. It's... So the theory is humans are just a step in evolution. We were monkeys, apparently, if you believe that, to now humans, and we will eventually be able to download our consciousness to machines, and we will no longer need human bodies.
I think they already did that. I think there was somebody that managed to do that, where it's an experiment where they managed to download themselves into a computer.
Well, they download. I don't know. I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay, so continue.
So in the future, there will be no need for flesh bodies. Everything will be mechanical and digital. But what they'll do is they will create vehicles for people to...
So basically Player One.
Right. But in real life.
Right.
And they made them just... That's why a lot of the look of aliens, like the big head with the... slender body and no genitals whatsoever is because they are built with a purpose of just observing. And so it's like,
But what about like when people are saying that like that image is really like a repressed memory from when you were born, and like that's like how you
well,
saw.
that could, I'm
human
just saying
beings,
it could. I'm just saying if
right?
my theory is that, or it's not even my theory, it's just a thought that maybe aliens are not actually aliens. They're just actually time travelers of
Plausible.
not of human, like they are of human
Origins.
because we downloaded our consciousness into computers, but they are created carrying around a human consciousness that can observe the past. Like maybe they go backwards in time to maybe try to manipulate things to.
I don't register to that, because if there was time traveling, then why hasn't anybody time traveled back into now? Like,
Well, then we don't know that they have it. That's what I'm saying.
but I'm saying, like, you would know if someone's like, oh, I came from the
No,
future.
no.
Someone is going to be that fucking troll. Be
They're
like,
not-
hey, guys, no one's supposed to tell you this, but we're all from the future and I can time travel. And then it gets blown up.
But it's that's what maybe that's what they are, but they don't have that same consciousness of they
Or
have
desire to troll.
right. They become a part of like a hive.
I get you.
So it's like
I get you. You know what I think more? I guess it kind of connects with that. Is I think that we already lived on Mars, and we fucked it up. That's why like you can barely live on there now, and we transferred to Earth, and all the stuff like that, spaceships and stuff that we found, is probably
what are you talking about?
the spaceships that you said that they found archaeologically.
Oh, okay.
That those were like the initial people that came here, and then everything spread from there.
Spread. Well, here's the thing. The problem is those things were tiny. They would have been like 3 or 4 foot tall.
Well, so now look at it this way. If you notice, people coming from more tropical climates and hotter areas are smaller. That's the way that genetics are. People from colder areas tend to be taller.
No, look at the Africans. The tribe in
No,
Africa,
but
they're
like-
all tall.
Right, but you're talking about in the equator. Most of those people are all of a certain like type of height. That's just what they genetically found, right?
I don't know. I haven't
So
seen.
you look it up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, well then
You telling me
Mars
to
is
look
pretty
into
hot.
it?
Look into it. Look into YouTube. But if you're from Mars, it's hot anyway. So again, like you end
No,
up
it's
being
colder.
more compact. No, it's warmer, isn't it?
No, it's farther away from the
Did
sun.
you see the light that they saw in the photos?
No,
You didn't see this?
no.
So they took a photo in the Mars rover, and in one of the 40 photos that they took in this like 3-minute span, there's a flash of light from the distance. Like you just see a reflection of something. You didn't see this?
No, but that could be anything.
It looks like a car.
I doubt it's a car.
I really think that the Mars rover isn't really on Mars. It's in the middle of the fucking desert somewhere, and that was just a car that passed by.
I got you.
That's what I fucking think.
Why would they fake going to Mars?
Why would they fake going to the moon?
They didn't.
They definitely did.
They definitely did not.
They definitely did.
Definitely did not fake
For sure
going
that
to
they
the
had.
moon.
NASA like even admitted to the fact
They
that
have
they
not.
that they had like admitted to faking stuff, like
They
faking
admitted to
photographs.
faking. It wasn't even a fake photograph. They were
Photoshopped it.
they were promotional shots that people took to be real.
Well, no, they said it was real. They said it was a spacewalk.
They do have pictures of fake. I'm telling you, we went to the moon.
I don't think so.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. Serious question.
Okay,
Right? We went to the moon
Yes.
in what, the 60s?
69.
All right. What, maybe another 2 times since then?
No, we went to. I think there was like 14 missions.
Okay, allegedly. Technology was really fucking bad.
Buzz
back then.
Aldrin would punch you in the face.
Fuck him too. Listen. The technology back then was bad, right? They didn't even
It
believe.
wasn't bad. It was just.
They didn't even believe in wearing fucking seatbelts. All right. There's like, you don't need a fucking seatbelt. Like, look at this thing. This puppy will get you there.
Yeah, it lets you know how ballsy are those first astronauts were.
Right. Okay. So let's just say that China, the last 6 months, tried to get something on the moon, and they couldn't fucking do it.
But they did.
No, it crashed.
They got reflectors on the moon.
No, they tried to make the whole mission to the moon, and it was a failure. Like, the whole thing crashed.
Because it's China. It's not America.
Come on, man.
It's America.
So you're telling me 1967 scientists are better than the ones now in China?
Obviously.
You are taking blood from other people. They're literally curing people with poop now. You're telling me that 1967 punch card computers are better technology than now?
No, not better technology, just smarter. And that's
Get
something.
the fuck out of my
No,
face.
that's something that is a true fact. That a lot of the innovation that happens in China doesn't happen from China. It happens. It happens from American companies and other.
It's a collective.
It's a collective that have everything manufactured in China. China doesn't really have a technological advancement, and the trade war that's going on with us and them,
Soybeans.
that is going to hurt their innovation.
Oh, for sure. For
So,
sure. But I'm not getting into that politics. Either way.
no, it's not politics. It's just
No, it's what's going on.
it's what's going on.
It's called politics. So, either way, my thinking is, do I think that we went to the moon? Yes. Is it what we see on videos and photos? No. I honestly think that they probably have some pact between all the countries saying, listen, we didn't really fucking go to the moon. This was just something we said
Or
when
maybe
we were
something
mad.
happened on the moon.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine if there's a lunar base for an alien.
There's like shit going down up there.
Maybe-
that, like,
maybe
guys,
there's-
you need to go back. Chill the fuck out. You're staying there. You're not
Or
going
maybe
anywhere.
we shouldn't go back to the moon because this is what'll happen to you.
Right. That's
Like
what I'm saying.
imagine if some creature just ripped apart some.
What if there's just like a
astronauts.
giant, like straight out of James Bond, fucking killer death
Moonraker.
ray? There's just a killer death ray that's hidden in the moon, and they're like, you guys are staying on this fucking planet, and if we catch you leaving, trying to do anything else, we're gonna blow this bitch up.
They could.
Could be. Like, think about it. It's kind of like that's our defense system, or that's the universe defense system against us.
To keep the stupidity of
Right.
humanity.
It's like you guys are fucking staying there. Yeah, go to Mars.
yeah,
Go to Mars. You see what I'm saying? It's all plausible.
Yeah, I don't know. I believe we're in Mars. I believe we're
I don't
on. Went to
believe
the
so.
moon.
For sure, we're not on Mars. For sure, we're not on Mars. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And the whole idea was like, well, why doesn't anybody snitch? Because it's easy to lie to people.
No,
It's super easy to
think,
lie.
No, I think we're on.
They
Mars.
don't got to burn the books. They just remove them.
Mars is not. Mars is is it a 3-year trip
3 years.
or
I think.
6 months?
No. It's longer than that. It's like an 18-month trip.
It's.
Would you do that?
Would I do it?
Yeah.
Well, no. There's people who are signing up by the thousands because if you leave,
You're not coming back.
you're not coming back.
Yeah. It's just the way it is. There's not coming back. Because by the time it would take to establish a base there that can build a rocket to come back, it would be at least 50-something years.
Yeah. So you're basically dying there.
Would you do it?
No, I have no. I would like to go to space, like on
Galaxy X?
Galaxy X or whatever. I
Yeah.
would do that. That would be rad to see space,
Yeah.
to experience weightlessness.
Sure. Well, you can do that on the Vomit Comet.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do it that way. I'd
You
want to
could go on a Blackbird. I would love to be in fucking Blackbird going to the edge of space. That'd be, to me.
I don't
that-
want to go to the edge. I want to go into space.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would love to go to space, but to me, it would almost be as cool, if not cooler, to be on a fucking SR-71 Blackbird, just fucking skimming on the edge of it, going like 1,000,000,000 miles an hour.
What I would think would be a smart move would be to make that the way to travel, like instead.
The Blackbird?
No. Well, not just the Blackbird, but
SpaceX?
instead of going like the Earth this way, like going from point A to point B, like this way.
Going with rotation, you mean?
Yeah, going with rotation. So just going up as far as you can and then coming straight down.
You know, that's like a theory from like Boy Meets World, right?
What?
They did that whole skit on Boy Meets World. Yeah.
Well, I never watched Boy Meets World, so
That's a fucking lie.
I don't even know. Is that the one with? No,
I think
that's
Joey Lawrence was not Joey Lawrence. It was the what's his face, Topanga and all those other people. Topanga was hot back in the day.
yeah, but I didn't watch. You got to remember, I'm
80. That's right.
10 years older than you, so that wasn't my. Like I remember Topanga. and
Either way,
I remember
you
Topanga.
didn't come up with that, and it definitely doesn't work.
I did kind of come up. Well, actually, technically, I didn't come up with it. I read it in a book, and it sounded more plausible.
It wouldn't work. It It wouldn't
Why?
work.
Why wouldn't it work?
Because even when you launch yourself up, you're getting pulled by the rotation. So you're still kind of going with it.
Right, but when you launch, it takes.
You would have to literally come up and go
It takes
backwards.
like a minute and a half to get to space.
At space shuttle fucking.
Well, no, at the what's it called? X that just the SpaceX that just launched
last night.
Yeah, last night. It took. I think it took like a minute and a half to get to space.
Yeah, but that wasn't carrying any humans. I don't think humans can handle that pressure.
It's the same speed as anything else.
I don't think so.
But what I'm saying, it would make sense instead of going this way, go up
and
down, faster.
If it was possible, which it is not.
It's not impossible. We don't, you don't know that. You're not a scientist.
If it was possible, the calculations that you would have to make to precisely aim that are so insane. Because you have to take all that other stuff into consideration, like your pitch, your speed compared to the Earth's rotation and speed and blah 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 and everything else that's going on.
If they can rendezvous a rocket with the space station, they can rendezvous.
That's different though. That's a calculated rotation where they can sit there and just sink it. And that's all a machine doing it. It's not a human being.
Regardless, what's the difference between a point in space and a point on the ground?
Wind. Gravity.
Still has, and it still came down in the same spot.
Right. And that's the issue with the whole SpaceX thing. That's what they're trying to do. That's the whole point, so it can land
That's
again.
why I'm saying
that's why it keeps
makes
fucking up.
No, it keeps landing awesome.
Now, I think it fucked up
No,
last night.
No, it did not.
It got caught in like a net.
No, it landed fine.
I gotta double check. I read something. I didn't get to see it.
But what I'm saying is, if we can do that with SpaceX now,
right?
Because that's That's why I'm saying it's plausible now. Get in a rocket, shoot your ass up, wait however long.
Technically speaking, it actually would be faster to, instead of going around, to go over.
Well, it depends because you still got to deal with the rotation. What I'm saying is, you go up to space, you wait for that rotation and then come down. You can come down at an angle. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's not doable. Otherwise, they would have done it by now.
How do you know they haven't? How do you know that's not what they're working on in Area 51?
Because there is no Area 51.
There was. Oh, yeah, it's what's it called now? It's called something different.
Oh, who knows? But if it's doable, Elon Musk could probably do it first. Did you see? You haven't been up there in a while, right?
No, I've never been up there.
You've never been to Kennedy Space Center?
Never been to Kennedy Space Center.
Dude, when I was there, 3-4 months ago? You drive by and you see giant SpaceX and all that stuff. NASA is so broke that they were willing to rent out this whole section and a launch pad to SpaceX. They pay rent.
That's awesome. I think that's how it should be.
For sure. It's great. But that's pretty fucking broke.
That's how you get innovation, is you pay for it.
That's what happens when you found out that you've been lying to people about landing on the moon. Just saying.
No, it's what happens when multiple presidents.
What would you do
if
fucking Buzz Aldrin was still alive and he came up and said...
He is still alive.
I thought he died.
No.
Or that's Neil died.
Neil Armstrong.
All right, Neil Armstrong was fucking still alive. Or let's say, okay, Buzz Aldrin does it.
Buzz Aldrin is known to punch people in the face for saying... I
think Neil Armstrong admitted to it, being fake. He said something on one of the press conferences where it was fake.
But Buzz Aldrin has literally punched people in the face for saying...
He punched one guy.
Saying he hasn't been to space. No, he's done that multiple times.
Okay, let's say he comes out on the news and he says, it's all a lie. He told us to lie. We didn't land on the moon.
Would that be something different? I'd have to consider that.
What would your reaction be?
I'd be like, that sucks.
Your whole life's a fucking lie.
But the truth of the matter is everything. A lot of the innovations that we have now is because of the space race between us and Russia, wanting to be the first to the moon.
A lot of people died. Have you heard the audio of the lost cosmonaut?
No.
There's an audio that got leaked out, I guess, or got released, and it was guys just recording, and they ended up recording this cosmonaut that was coming back to Earth, and it was a failed thing. So it was a female that got launched up there, and there's records of this happening, and she you hear is it gonna hurt? Am I gonna die? What's gonna happen? Super fucking creepy. I'll send you a link. It's pretty nutty.
Well, somewhere up there's a chimp and a dog carcass.
Sputnik. No, not Sputnik. What's the dog's name?
I don't know.
The chimp was the first one. There's a bunch of chimps that died though before that one.
I just know that they're up there.
They're up there. All right, I think that's it for us. We got enough crazy conspiracy theories going on. You got something to say to the people?
No, not a thing.
Shout out to the Moments of Hollow Earth.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for tuning in. Thank you to all our sponsors. Shout out to Choke Aloha, Jiu-Jitsu Soap, Giraffe Choke, and Nomad. Thank you so much for all the support. I want to give a shout out to myself for winning the tournament. You did an awesome job. Thanks. Let's move on to the next one. And that was from you too. I signed it. Shawn also. I signed the card for you.
Yeah.
All right. Follow Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ, and you can follow me at Sonder Marketing. Don't forget to follow us both on Jiu-Jitsu Radio Instagram. Hit the subscribe button. All the love and support. Appreciate it.
Buy stuff.
Buy the shirt.
At where?
You just go to the Instagram. You'll get the link direct to it. And we'll catch you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.